And you guys seem to have a good head of steam up here. You're rolling through, and you'd be probably sitting on your 45 or 50 k's an hour there.
Yeah, very true, Ian. We were all contributing quite equally here. The odd turn was missed, but it was always someone to just come and keep it rolling along.
Was there any concern that Team Bridge Lane having two riders in it, they might try to 1-2 the rest of you?
We were a bit apprehensive of that. That would generally come in the last 5k of the race, but we still had so much more to get through before that was a problem. So we tried to just ignore it, really, and hope for the best and not override it or underride it, really. Cal just launches a big attack here, and it's really up to Raff and Bridge Lane to sort of cover that.
And you were not, you weren't caught out, but you were there. It took a little while to sort of hop out the saddle and get up there. And Alistair Christie-Johnson now a counter-attack now from Raff.
Yeah, that's right, Ian. I'm pretty calm with the heat in the kitchen, so I was just sitting in the armchair back there, and here I go, just picking that move.
So yes, and you're trying to bridge across and to drop the other two at this stage to make it a smaller gap, and now you've got Jay in sight.
Yeah, that's right. I think at this point we knew that it was probably one attack from being back on that wheel, and it was just about who was going to launch the next one, really.
So, Jay, you'd given it your all. Now, Alistair Christie-Johnson is the one, as you said, the next attack might bring it back, and we'll just see if that happens. And hopping onto his wheel there is Cal O'Brien, Raphael Freenstein, Conor Murtagh, and at the back there, the Bendigo boy in Jason Lee. Haven't quite got to him yet, so the post goes off once again, so you could probably hear him breathing down your neck there, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just coming into 3Ks to go. I just wanted to get over those last rollers so that if they did catch me, that I had a fighting chance to get on the wheel and possibly contest a sprint.
So you look over the shoulder and said, okay, I've been caught, now I've got to try to see if I can get back in there and save myself for one last effort with the downhill run. So the pace has gone off now, but they'll look over the shoulder and make sure that the peloton is not closing fast, which you can tend to do 3Ks out, as you said earlier, Connor. You can't afford to sort of mess around too much, otherwise they can come home at 60 Ks an hour and swamp you.
Yeah, that's right. They're gearing up for the sprint. They're still believing that they've got this. So the seconds just disappear if you start looking at each other too much.
You must have been feeling good there, Connor. You've gone off the front. You've been working throughout with the other 6 to bring Jay back. So the few movement of arms there. So who's going to chase? So as you can say, the group is disorganised. And at this stage, are you feeling confident?
Well, I could see with how some of the other attacks were shaping up that Bridge Lane either didn't have the cohesion or didn't have the legs here. They should have really committed one of the two riders to chase this back. But yeah, I took the gamble and tried to just attack on the downhill.
So Cal then made a bit of a move, but he hasn't gone on with it, so they're now bridging him back. He's saying, well, I'm not going to do all the chasing. I want to save a little bit in the tank for the end as well, hoping they can bring you back. But look, there's Jason Lee now having a move. Raff's jumping onto his wheel. Riley Field's still there. And Jay Vine, he's got his wind back now. It looks like he's back in action, and he's saving himself there to figure in the top 7 at least. But Connor, I tell you what, you've kept it rolling, and you would have a glance over your shoulder to see how disorganised they are.
Yeah, I'd look back every now and again and just check the gap, knowing that I just had to do one thing and just fully commit to my effort and hope that the lack of cohesion just played to my favour.
What were you thinking at this stage, Jay? Did you still give yourself a chance of being on the podium?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're coming into the final run-in, and I'm basically trying to see if I can get off the front, possibly, or then it's at this stage it's nothing's going, and I'm going to sit in as much as I can.
Okay, coming up there, and you've gone past the 1K to the finish, and you've still got a nice little handy lead there, Connor.
Yeah, it was handy, but it definitely wasn't guaranteed, so I really needed to just put the head down. And as you can see, all this looking around and hand waving and gesticulation is just giving me seconds, and I'll take them.
I think Jason Lee is saying to Alistair Christie-Johnson, come on, let's do a bit of work and let's try to bring him back. We've got 2 members of the team here, and it was Jason Lee who was trying to stir up Alistair Christie-Johnson. But coming inside 500 metres to go, and you must be starting to say, hey, I've got this in the bag.
Starting to believe in it a bit more than I was before, but I knew that with the likes of, I never wanted to underrate how fast Cal O'Brien is, and I know that he's spent a lifetime working on, short 4-minute efforts, so this definitely wasn't a guaranteed thing.
But you're around the corner, you're out of sight, and I tell you what, I'd like to have the money on you. We'll just see what unfolds here, but you've got a nice handy lead coming into Cape Bridgewater, the Portland Life-Saving Club. As we can see, the crowd's on the side of the road. You'll go around this corner, and I tell you what, you're out of sight, so I think you'll see the checkered flag. And here you come now. This is where you sit up and start to celebrate.
Yeah, this is when it all became quite real for me, and I knew it was in, and so just put the hands up and pointed to the Oliver's Real Food Racing jersey, and yeah, just enjoyed my moment.
Now the bunch sprint, and 3 across the line, went to the photo there, and it was Raphael Freenstein on the inside here that took it out there narrowly from Cal O'Brien.
Pretty bold move there towards the end for you.
Yeah, but the one I had to make, I think, a couple of really fast guys in that finish, and that's not me. So I just had to sort of play the numbers and go a bit long range with it. And yeah, I've done it before and it hasn't worked, but this time, yeah, just had the legs.
Just like to thank our guests today. Of course, today's winner, the second win from a vegan. So 2 vegans in 2 days. So thanks, Conor, for coming along and helping with the coverage.
It's been my pleasure, Ian. If I could just say a quick thank you to Oliver's Real Food for 7 years invested into the National Road Series.